Dear USA, all nations and 7.9 plus billions of humans, I just want to have this as a generic civil justice sign off. Whatever I want for the civil justice, for I am displaying the USA government errors, public sector errors, private sector errors, and how USA government operations got destroyed, and for displaying the absolute monarchs scandal. I, Vethapriya PROSE, wanted these civil justice to be provided to me. Okay, so I'll just read the sign off so that it will be in all these other sessions. Okay, so for I, Vethapriya PROSE, native Indian tribe, Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, and true owner of USA, and proved USA is Tamil Nadu, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, have highest impasse eligibility to lead USA. I must be the interim leader of USA now is civil justice served. And for I, Vethapriya PROSE, displayed USA government errors and the scandal of absolute monarchs to USA government. I, Vethapriya PROSE, for civil justice as in Holy Bible guidelines. I, Vethapriya PROSE, want United States of America nation to rename Lord Ripon Building in Tamil Nadu, India, after my name Vethapriya is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become the Vatican leader now is civil justice served. And Pope Francis resigns abruptly now is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, become Supreme Chief Civil Judge for all nations, now is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, become Supreme Chief Family Law and Supreme Chief Children Judge for all nations is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to become Global Poverty Relief Medical Director Chief for all nations, to lead and guide World Bank, United Nations organizations, World Health Organizations, Center for Disease Control, Department of Children Families, Department of Health Services, Department of Justice, Department of Revenue, Department of Agriculture, Department of Imports Export, Department of Military in all nations across the globe is civil justice served. And I, Vethapriya PROSE, to be the ambassador for all nations, starting with India, and I, Vethapriya PROSE, should get dual citizenship of USA and India now is civil justice served. And thank you all for your time. Take care, my dear fellow mankind. I sure will get civil justice for entire human kingdom in 1 minute. Thank you all for your time. Bye for now. Say all nations and 7.9 plus billions of humans. I hope you are all in the same page on this regard that I am providing very, very crucial, very, very important civil justice for myself, and some multitasking is the wisdom. With that said, what this session is all about. You all might have guessed it, but anyways, I will say it to be on the same page. It's all about the Pledge of Allegiance of United States of America, my dear fellow mankind. And yes, when I was working on the Poverty Free Earth End of the Year 2030 Volunteer Project in the Facebook, and I cracked down all the puzzles, right, one by one, one by one, one by one. Then I came across this Pledge of Allegiance, United States of America, okay, and I educated to the population, the 300 millions of populations of United States of America. First time they got educated wisdom. I said the Pledge of Allegiance of United States of America is deadliest wrong. When it is deadliest wrong means what? It is deadliest crime. Meaning population without any awareness, they were saying, keeping their hearts, God-given hearts in their heart, and saying the Pledge of Allegiance, telling that all the Americans will be prostitutes, all the Americans will work for prostitution, and all the Americans will bow to prostitution, and all the Americans, the 300 millions of Americans, will breathe prostitution, will wear prostitution as a clothing, and will sleep prostitution, will eat prostitution, with drink prostitution. And all how? With an illusion also injected there. There is that says that one nation under God. So it is right there, plasma meaning God. I educated that. One side, one nation under God is blasphemy. It looks like, sounds like. Illusion. This is what the prostitution will provide for seducing, for luring, for attracting, for providing a temptation. To paint the illusion and paint it with a shiny, glossy paint. To look the illusion as true, right? Because this one sentence covers it all. Enough for any population in USA to get fooled, right? And this crime is not just today. It's forever, right? Since day one, this Pledge of Allegiance is there. And Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II only created it. And nobody knew. And people were not in the evolved mode. No internet, no science technology mode. It's easy to fool the humans mode. British colonization was going on mode. Abraham Lincoln was only able to provide a Gettysburg speech. That's all he was able to do when he saw all the fellow mankind die in the hands of British, right? Gettysburg War speech. So nobody knew. Nobody knew. So this one sentence is a blasphemy against God. The previous sentence says they are going to bow and worship only prostitution. The meaning of Republica is prostitution, sexual immorality. And the next sentence says, one nation under God. That's direct blasphemy, right? Against God. Then, indivisible means what? Unbreakable, unstoppable, united, we stand more, right? Indivisible, brotherly, sisterly love. It looks like, sounds like, oh, holy, holy, this Pledge of Allegiance, isn't it? And then the last sentence is very sweet. It's like a cherry on the top of an ice cream. It's a Sunday ice cream, right? I said a little bit about myself, right? I don't know. I like to have that cone ice cream, the Sunday ice cream with lot of toppings and then cherry on the top of it. The Culver's ice cream, they provide that what's called the turtle ice cream, right? The pecans, the nuts, and top it with a cherry. Like that. The last sentence, the few words of the last sentence of the Pledge of Allegiance of United States of America is super holy, holy. Sounds so heaven. That sound of that words of the last sentence of that Pledge of Allegiance is so heaven, right? Just imagine how heaven it is, like that more, right? What that words are, with liberty and justice for all. So can you see how the Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis injects confusing words? That light here, the liberty, means what? It's a Roman god, prostitution goddess called Liberta. And prostitution goddess Liberta is only Statue of Liberty. It's modeled after Queen Elizabeth II. So in the earlier session, I provided what are the different names that comes along with that, the Liberta, the prostitution god of Romans. There are Greek goddess, Egypt goddess, Islam goddess. Islam have lots of gods, and Islam means astrology. But nobody knew. They provided all the shield, and they are saying in only one God like that. They provided Allah like that kind of crap. Nobody knew I, Vethapriya, PROSE will crack down all the crime. All the crime. So tell me, when reading this sentence, any layman will not even have that brain to think about any of the scam that I'm talking about, isn't it? So I was only in the analyzing mode. I never left out, I went and cracked down every pledge of allegiance worldwide. Because for me, what is the scope, what is the objective, what is the gain or loss of the pledge of a nation? Why? So can I figure out a root cause? Will there be a root cause, a dot that I can get from why there is poverty? That was my brain analyzing. And I figured out only in whole entire planet Earth, only pledge of allegiance of India nation is healthiest for the wellness of the humanity. Okay, I will read that also. But first of all, let's work on the deadliest crime of this pledge of allegiance alone. How many years passed by? How many humans in the United States of America, the Americans, the citizens, must have been saying this pledge of allegiance? Daily, right? Forever. How many months are there in a year? 12 months. How many days? 365 days they have to say. Leave out the adults. How about the children? So this abusive, wild endangered species, Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis, they never even left out the younger generation, innocent children brains as well, right? No pledge of allegiance of United States of America, no public schools, no Christian schools, no private schools, no charter schools, right? Can you all see the destruction on the human brain lives provided? All without anybody's awareness, my dear fellow mankind. Everybody thought the Republica is a very holy, holy God, right? Oh, Republica is a holy, very traditional word. It's a conservative, highest level of conservative values, mandated word. But can you see how the Republican government and Democrat government population, the Senate, the GOP, the Congress, House of Representatives fighting with each other as if one among the other are better off, but both of them got the 666 stamping on their forehead after all by this Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II. That is why I am the only one who is displaying the crime in the correct way. Nobody was able to educate this correctly. Can you all see how I'm proving that Billy Graham is the deadliest prostitute? He should never have been allowed to live. But because he destroyed the human brains in the name of God. Means he must have said this pledge of allegiance in his whole 99 years of time, right? Can you see why President Trump alone in the entire president's life cycle is innocent? Even he should have said how many times pledge of allegiance, right? Can you all see the crime I'm talking about? Oh, only wisest can understand, my dear fellow mankind. My blood is super boiling, and I'm not ashamed to say that. Because one side, I'm the true owner of USA, right? And other side, each and every single 300 millions of humans in USA, United States of America, in all 50 states are my blood drops. So my blood is super boiling. Being aware, I know the truth. I decoded all the truth worldwide. No crime is left out. I cracked down all the crime. And I nailed down the crime by crime. Okay? So you all don't have to worry about it. Don't have a little bit of doubt on me. Okay? I nailed it down on the crime and I said the Pledge of Allegiance is wrong. The United States is wrong. Can you see? In Ireland, the Tudor sisters, right? The Tudor sisters. They are called as the B with a D ending word of Q's words. Daughters of whatever, like sons of, like that, means daughters of, like that, right? Why? the 300, approximately 300, 250 to 300 population from Ireland, they stood up for what is rightful. They stood up for the true God of true Christianity. They said they cannot worship Queen or Elizabeth II as God. She killed them, count by count. And you all got it. So those incidents are not fictional. Those are not imaginary. Right? People witnessed that. That is why the people of Ireland and Scotland are aware of those deadliest dark ages of Queen Elizabeth II's era. Not anymore. Not anymore. Right? I'm born. You're all be happiest that I'm born. Right? I'm saying celebrate Merry Christmas, isn't it? You all celebrate Merry Christmas. Let Queen Elizabeth II die out of heart attack. Let her go crazy. Me being Queen Elizabeth II created COVID-19 and also mask mandate and also enforced more poverty. Why on the earth people are celebrating Merry Christmas on a March day? Oh my gosh, something is wrong and she will die out of heart attack. It makes easy for us to just pick her up and just throw her in the volcano and provide the death penalty, isn't it? So nothing of those incidents are fictional. People witnessed it. And then she tore their cells and she drank the blood. That is how it came at the Bloody Mary. Right? And how the European Americans accuse when people say they are Roman Catholics, right? The first thing that comes out of the mouth of the non-Roman Catholics is a curse word only. Bloody Mary is a lighter version of, because though it is stronger word, it's not that curse word is not there. The B word is not there, right? So people never knew. They were thinking they are patriotic for a nation, right? That's what every civilian brain will operate, right? If you go to Germany, they will say they are pledge. If you go to India, they will say they are pledge. So the brain will not even think of the deadliest crime going on beyond this text. Word by word, there is no other crime. Please puke on the face of Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II. Let them dry in ashes immediately, now. Right? Can you all see? You all must have been only cursing me, isn't it? When I kept the knife on the neck of Pope Francis. And when I said, I'm tearing down Queen Elizabeth II cell by cell. It's because of this, right? And, okay, I displayed the crime. Okay, first time, United States of American federal government, United States of American state government, and then total male population of United States of America and female population of United States of America, regardless of any color, you name it, skin color I'm talking about. Only in the United States there is different skin. Back in Tamil Nadu, there is there's lighter skin and other skin is a colored skin, that's all. Only in the United States of America there's a black skin, white skin, gray skin, yellow skin, what not for skin color. Everybody got the shock, hell of a shock, because it's too much of the distraction to the brain nerves, isn't it? She mandated the population to say that they will be worshipping only prostitution. People were thinking, they were saying Republica, oh, it's a God name. But rather, Republica means prostitution. And here I want to add one more testimony. When I was educating, I educated all the Republican population in the United States of America, be it in government, they all will transition to be Democrats one fine day. And it's a challenge from my end. Write it down on your skull. And I said, even the President Trump, the fanatic Republican, will become Democrat. You all got it, why even in that foolishness, the President Trump administration listened to my wisdom, isn't it? The wisest always lead the foolish people only in the wisdom ways. They can be very much happiest mode whenever there's that wisdom guidance is provided. They don't even have to worry about anything. And all along, I'm proving only President Trump is innocent and why President Joe Biden is not. Right? Can you all get it here? He is saying he's a Democrat. But when he's going to keep the hand of God-given hand on his heart and going to say this pledge of allegiance loudest, what is he going to say? President Joe Biden will be a prostitute. President Joe Biden will do whatever prostitution organization says. President Joe Biden will bow only to prostitution. President Joe Biden will sleep with prostitution, will eat prostitution, right? Will breathe prostitution, will walk with prostitution. And then what he has to say, President Joe Biden, after saying that? Then he has to say, President Joe Biden, being a Democrat, he has to say, one nation under God. Can you see how shamefully he has to say that pledge? For the show, for the TV channels and for the inauguration, he will have to keep his hand on his heart and also on the Holy Bible. He has to say, one nation under God. Is United States one nation? Never, right? How, when the United States of America having two governments, how can it be one nation? But he has to say that pledge, one nation under God. Okay. Now, this under God means, he says that as a pledge. But what does the First Amendment says? Freedom of religion. Do not create a nation based out of religion. Can you see the contradictory? And how I only educated each and every single amendment is wrong, and it was destroyed only by Pope Francis and absolute monarch Queen Elizabeth II, and why they even removed it. It's a foolishness, right? The foolish people will do acts of foolishness and that's an innocent. I can understand the innocence of the foolish people whoever provided that and removed that video, because I'm a true civil doctor, right? I'm only educating as a true friend, as a true guardian angel. That means I already said, you all can spit on my face, right? You all can accuse me. You all can body shame me. You can call me anything of accused words, right? Nothing is going to impact me. I can handle it. But still, I will be only providing the wisdom, nothing but the wisdom, and display why God's love is agape love in true Christianity alone. Agape means unconditional love, endless love of God. So to understand that, to experience that unconditional love of true God, of true Christianity, people must follow some instructions, right? They have to fear true God, that's all. Nothing fancy about it. Nothing fancy about it. And that attribute is always provided only by true Israelite tribe Christian Jews of Israel, Judah alone. So Babylonians with their foolish brains, they never got it. They were only busy providing, only jealous, right? It's all this chaos, even including this Georgia shooting. It's all came out of jealous only. Jealous is the root cause of slavery. Jealous is the root cause of hatred. Jealous is the root cause of discrimination. And those are all the umbrella of the domestic violence category, right? Then comes backstabbing, how your own friends, your own family, your own workplace colleague, they all backstab. It all comes out of jealous only, right? But they never knew that fearing true God is the beginning of the wisdom. It's clearly written in the Holy Bible. I said what? I can die for true God only. If you're all going to chop my human body in pieces, even then I will die loudest only for true God only. I fear true God. I fear true God only. This is a telltale they say that to figure out the true Israel, this is the first attribute of a true Israel. They will never bow to humans and worship God. No. The true Israel will only worship true God. And the other telltale sign of a true Israel is they will bow to innocence. I said, I will bow to innocence. I love innocence. I can die for innocence. Abruptly I can die for innocence. I just love innocence. Versus the Babylonians and non-Christians, even among the Christians, whoever are addressing themselves as Christians are also paganists today. Right? They say God, they say hallelujah, they praise the God, whatnot, to fool the population. Right? But they, in the heart of the heart, they are having filthiness, isn't it? Nobody stood up and educated this wisdom to the USA government. Otherwise, imagine, very long time back itself, this Pledge of Allegiance would have been reformed, isn't it? Today, my blood is boiling because USA is mine. And each and every single civilian of USA in all 50 states are mine. My blood drops, right? It's hurting a lot, that's all, right? It's a sentimental mode, emotional breakdown mode. And with God-given strength, I'm working on talking, right? People will not even like when people are talking, when they're crying. People will not like it too. But even beyond that, I'm providing that strength of talking means it's God-given strength, right? I educated. See, this is how Queen Elizabeth II, Pope Francis, Islam leaders, they injected the Republic word in the Pledge of Allegiance. And hey, population of USA, you can be regardless of Republican or Democrat, you're all fools. You all became fools. Because each and every single European nation worldwide, be it Asian nation and Islam nation, they are all Republican nations. Pure Republican nation. And only one nation in whole entire earth celebrate Republica as a festival of Republica, and that is India. Are you all puking? I know you all are puking. Puke. Let all the toxins from your heart, from your brain, let it come out and just puke on the face of Pope Francis. Right? I said what? These are the two people who destroyed the amendments, and I proved it, right? I proved it. YouTube will be happiest now. I can wish they can see that appeal and all these sessions because I'm proving it. They wanted to know, people wanted to know why I'm saying Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis destroyed 27 amendments, right? But all I'm saying is just be patient, my dear fellow mankind. Just be patient. We all need to have that patience, right? Yes, we all are in the same boat on that part, right? When our moms or when we cook good food, how the children will be waiting eagerly, or the family members will be waiting eagerly for the cooked food, isn't it? They'll not even wait for it to cool down, even you're baking a cake or a chocolate chip cookie, right? I'm not cooking anything here. I already said. I'm just providing it for a scenario for you all to understand why you all need to be patient, right? When nobody, how many years passed? 500 years passed, isn't it? How many educated population came and went in United States of America? Even Abraham Lincoln was there. John F. Kennedy was there. Why nobody was able to provide this education which I'm providing it right now? I already provided it in the Facebook. It was a silent mode. Today I'm talking, right? I educated this only, my dear fellow mankind. And I also provided how it should be reformed, how it should be written. Okay? So today, the Facebook will relate, oh yeah, that lady, yes, oh yeah, like that. So, can you all see? This is a process of 666, mark of the beast process. Meaning, the hidden meaning of that process is even all the Christian evangelicals, they got misunderstood by the 666. They never got the real meaning of it. So there again it is clearly written in the Holy Bible. Only wisest can crack that code. So wisest means what? Always a true Israelite, the Israel, Judah of Jerusalem alone can crack that puzzle, known worldwide. But these sentences will not be there in the Holy Bible. So that is why the forefathers, when they wrote the puzzles, they want to leave it in the puzzles mode only, because they were very much clear and very much sure always a true Israelite will be born, true love will be born and will crack that code. And they left that task for a true Israel to provide that. They know that true love will be born and save the whole entire human kingdom, and they'll be living happily ever after. And this happily ever after word is not there in Holy Bible. Got it? How all the puzzle codes work for? They write. So tell me, how much pain and agony must have been inflicted on the American brains, right? Without awareness. And with my true conviction, I removed the shame and guilt, and I only said, do not feel low, do not feel shame, my dear mankind. It's not your fault. It is Pope Francis, Queen Elizabeth II, and Islam leaders created this havoc. The France's cunningest leader created this havoc for you all. Don't worry, I am there. I will take care of you all as my own family members and will provide civil justice the rightful way. Be patient. Be patient. Right? Tell me, if this pledge of allegiance is healthiest, there should never be any COVID-19 at the first place. Now tell me, where will Dr. Fauci, Dr. Brinks will have their face? Whether, let's leave all the 300 million population one side, quarantine them one side, okay. Let's leave all the Senate, GOP, Congress, those prostitutes, the government population one side. Now quarantine only Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks and make them drop on the center of the entire human kingdom and all nations. Why? Even before getting into the medical school, since they are toddler's age, they must have been keeping their hand in their heart and be saying this pledge of allegiance. If this pledge of allegiance is healthiest, what is okay, let's go in that route itself. It is an illusion. Even in that illusion, what does it say? Never punish innocent. Never create a scandal when there is never a scandal. Never create a plague when there is a never plague. Do not create Holocaust Nazism. This is what it means. If it all in that illusion mode itself. So that means beyond failing in their doctor's job, beyond failing in their being human job, they violated the patriotism of being patriot to the nation, and that is a direct proof. All the 300 millions addressing themselves as citizens of USA are purest slaves and prostitutes and mandated to worship only Queen Elizabeth II. So that means even they might have bloodline of Ireland or Scotland or Germany or France or whatever. But then they must have ran to escape, thinking that their forefathers must have ran, right, from Europe, thinking that they are getting away from this evil Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis, only to end up to become their slaves. And the Pledge of Allegiance, since day one itself, it says, hey, population of USA, you all got your free lands. You all got all the luxury. You all got everything what you want to become a citizenship when you touch the Ellis Island, the Statue of Liberty statue. But then, at what cost? You all have to forever be slaves to Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis and Islam leaders and prostitution. And USA will be mandated as a prostitution nation. She prostituted USA nation. The holiest, purest form of virgin nation, she enforced prostitution. USA became Babylon nation, the prostitution nation, the one filthiest prostitution nation. So I have to explain in layer by layer only. So people once I thought Statue of Liberty is a holy statue, but it's a prostitute statue of Roman goddess Liberta. So now you got how that word came, Statue of Liberty. So I said, instead of liberty, it should be freedom. The reformed pledge of USA should be saying freedom. And I educated what is freedom, what is a free and what is a dome, and what is a freedom, and what is the usage of the freedom, what is the scope, how people should taste the freedom. When can a people can taste that freedom? How? Right? It is all gives birth from clean love, the virgin love, the true love. It all gives birth from only from true love between a man and true love between a woman only. So they destroyed that. The First Amendment says, do not build a nation out of religion. How she fooled entire humans population in USA. And they all were thinking they can escape from London or Germany or France or Slovenia or Romania or Croatia or Iceland or Finland, what not, or Spain. And then they can come to the new land phase and they can create a Christian nation, right? They got fooled, they got slaughtered. All of them got slaughtered, butchered, massacred. It's the deadliest crime that's going on. It's not today, forever. Don't you all think that needs to be stopped? Yes, my dear fellow mankind. Pope Francis only destroyed 27 amendments. It is Pope Francis mandated the USA must be built out of freedom of religion so that he can build Las Vegas and he can have free sex in USA. 1 minute divorce, alcohol, tobacco, filth here, filth there, filth everywhere. Destroy holy marriage law by injecting different kinds of Pope Francis created holy marriage, marriage types. People got fooled, isn't it? Even on the emotional level, he destroyed and she destroyed, right? So, I educated. Under God, that's not how it should be. One nation under God, that is wrong. That is indirectly saying what? One nation, United States of America. In an illusion mode itself, I am explaining. Okay? One nation means United States of America. Under God means what? The God. Who is that God there? Is it you? No. Is it me? No. Who is that God there in that illusion definition? Why people never got it? For people eyes, it looks God. Because eyes, ears, the brain will think, oh, God means God. But what is the real meaning of that God in that Pledge of Allegiance? Queen Elizabeth II is a God. Pope Francis is the God. Islam leaders is the God. And hey, population of USA, bow and worship them as God. Otherwise, you all will be, provided with the national punishment, death. This is a telltale sign of Babylon Empire. I already educated, right? So nobody knew. I educated this and people got shocked. So it is called an evolution, evolving. So before and after mode. Before means people never knows what it is. It's out of ignorance, no education whatsoever. After means after getting educated, then people will realize. It's called self-realization. Oh gosh, this is what I'm doing. Oh no, hereafter I'm not going to say that. Or I will move out of it. Or I will back off from it. This is called the evolution. It's called the wisdom processing mode. Before means foolish mode. After means walking in the wisdom mode, right? I said, the moment I get the job offer signed off, I will provide a healthy reform for this Pledge of Allegiance. This is how the wisdom, the wisest will teach, the educate, guide the population, the nation, the government, the fellow mankind in the wisdom pathways, my dear fellow mankind. So tell me, the Democrat population also got fooled. They thought just because they are having the tag called Democrat, they became Democrats. No. Like how the civil justice are namesake puppets, the Democrats are puppets in the hands of REPUBLICA because all the ZIONISM, all the Islam leaders are REPUBLICA. So Federal Reserves, REPUBLICA. Bank, REPUBLICA. Mortgage, REPUBLICA. Roman Catholic Christianity, Jesuits, REPUBLICA. So let's say if President Joe Biden want to provide any healthy thing, they will strike it down. They will say no. That is why you all got it. Why all the presidents are puppets only. Right. I am only the wisest woman in educating President Joe Biden to walk in wisdom ways, right? I can only wish God's Holy Spirit can talk to him. Because when foolish people are fools always, nobody can help fools. I'm helpless. I just do not want President Joe Biden to get more of the curse. That's all from my end. And all the people on the Democrat population, they did not get it, right? They don't get it because they are fools. Their eyes are blinded. So tell me, so then he is a Democrat president, right? So when he is a Democrat president, then on the inauguration day, which was like a few months back, or maybe close to a month, like January 20th only, that was an inauguration, according to that amendment, right? They followed that amendment rule and they provided the inauguration. Quickly they wanted to come up with a decision because these two people were fighting with each other. And they had a namesake puppet show, circus show, that inauguration. Nobody, worldwide, nobody liked it. That's the truth. Then how much of billions dollars or millions of dollars of labor must have been provided for that? Well, I'm saying let it go vain, let it go, it's okay, just leave with it. But ask him to resign means that is the wise, that is how the wisest will provide the guidance at the cost of being hated, right? At the cost of being hated. So, being a Democrat president, he should have said upfront what? No, I cannot say this Pledge of Allegiance because there's a Republic word there. I am a devout, I am a very much fanatic Democrat. I am absolutely positive if only President Trump, beyond being a Democrat, very strong Republican, fanatic Republican, if only President Trump was a Democrat, let's say, down the road he will get transition one fine day when God talks to him. That's all. But let's say, for a scenario, if only President Trump is a follower of a Democrat, he would have upfront said, even on an inauguration day, he would have said, sorry, I cannot say Pledge of Allegiance. It's okay if you're going to accuse me. Because we are seeing his actions, right? How abruptly he says, he shows his conflict of interest, right? Even in that helpless mode, he displayed his conflict of interest, right? Because I was educating the masking and everything is a scandal. He never wanted to wear the mask. But he was threatened by Dr. Fauci and Dr. Brinks to wear the mask because their show of fooling the population will be in screwed up mode, and they will not get that $1 million salary from the Zionism organization, which is an Islam Judaism organization in the USA. Right? It's all a chain reaction only. What would you all have done, my dear fellow mankind? So that means, let's say if I never cracked down this puzzle, like any of you all, like any of the Americans, even I would have said that pledge, right? But then, when I decoded the truth, it is all helpless mode, isn't it? The younger generation will start to ask questions. Why mommy? Why daddy? Why this Pledge of Allegiance is wrong? Why friends? Why family relatives? Why this Pledge of Allegiance is US is wrong? Why this lady is saying this Pledge of Allegiance is wrong? Adults will not be in a position to answer that question, right? It's a more beyond discomfort mode of a question. Second, can you all see how Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II, they destroyed everybody's brains worldwide? This is wrong. This Pledge of Allegiance is, everything about the Pledge of Allegiance is wrong, of United States of America is wrong, isn't it? I know you all are puking. Do not worry. Do not feel low about it. Here, I'm displaying the crime that everybody is in the same boat. It's just not me alone. Everybody got slaughtered. Everybody got butchered. Everybody got the 666 mark of the beast on the forehead. One way or the other, nobody left out in this entire scandal of Vatican. The amendments look so good, right? You tell me, if the amendment is so good, and if Pope Francis is Christian, and Queen of Elizabeth is Christian and also ruling USA, why on the earth they even want to bother to remove the Christian education from the public schools? Tell me. Why state of Maryland have to ban the Christmas Day? Why state of Detroit must have to put up the devil statue right to the nativity statue, when Pope Francis is one of the headquartered organization in state of Michigan? Why? How? Every puzzle got solved, isn't it? In a clearest way. And there is always that wisest only can educate the population in the rightful way. It's been a track record forever, and it's always that God chosen only. God chosen one person only can even provide that kind of an education. It is known worldwide. Now can you all get it why the Jonah was fearing to go to Nineveh? Nineveh is a prostitution nation. He feared for that only. Because he knows when he's going to say God is love, when he's going to say holy marriage mandate law is all true Christianity, he'll be burnt in ashes. And the proof is what? June 2015, it's not very far off, right? Few years back only. When I was rightfully educating that wisdom, just when I was educating the wisdom, like how when I'm educating the wisdom, Georgia had the shooting. How when I'm educating wisdom, how the state of Tennessee had that bomb blast. How when I was educating wisdom, state of Texas was having snow. The same thing, the same kind of a pattern. So tell me, what exactly went wrong? What went wrong? Now, in the screenshots, if you're going to look into that live testimony, okay, I have added always if you're going to see in the judge or justice organizations worldwide, regardless of the criminal law or civil law, they will have only one statue in their entire facility. You all got it. You all know what statue is. It is statue of a lady with blindfolded, having one knife, one hand, and on the other hand holding the justice weighing machine. It's called the Justice Lady. Now this statue is totally different from the Statue of Liberty. You all need to get that clear wisdom here. Got it? Statue of Liberty is derived from the Roman prostitution goddess called Liberta. And the Liberta has different variations of the same prostitution goddess called in Germany as Istar. Germans worship prostitution gods. That's why nude statues everywhere in Germany. Okay, and then Greeks, they have the same thing but different names. So that is how Easter, the happy Easter, it is celebrated for the Roman paganism prostitute gods for the fertility. So these goddesses, the Statue of Liberty, all modeled after that, right? It's a prostitution. So Christians got butchered. They are thinking they are celebrating the festival to remember the resurrection and crucifixion like that. No. So there again, who's the highest level of victims of abuse here? Non-Christians slaughtered, one side, just quarantine them. Islam, Hinduism, everybody. Then now quarantine only Christian population. Be it any denomination, be it Baptist, be it Methodist, be it Scientology, be it Mormon, be it Amish, be it Seventh-day Methodist, be it Evangelicals, Lutherans, right? What not? Now quarantine them, so that means Roman Catholic Christianity, they celebrate Happy Easter. Protestants and Presbyterians and Lutherans, Baptists, Methodists, Scientology, Amish, Assemblies of God, Pentecostals, 11 Pentecostal. Pentecostal itself has a long list of denominations. Then as if all these denominations crap is not enough for a prostitution, they have non-denominational Christianity also. That's another garbage, another prostitution, that's all. Then Christian, as if all this garbage is not enough to fool the population, then there is a tele-evangelist and all the evangelist population in the TV channels, in the media. One side they say media is a filth, and other side they provide the sermon only in that filth. Contradictory, isn't it? And then they also celebrate Happy Easter. And nobody knows what is Happy Easter, because when they are going to go to the Walmart, they are going to see the Easter eggs, then the bunnies, then that marshmallow, what is that candy called? That, I don't know, it's all created in the form of small chickens like chicks, right? And small birds. And they say spring means everything new, Everything, the spring, like a spring flowers, how it's getting bloom during the spring after the snow is gone, like that. They provide a justification. So then the Hershey's has to make Easter egg chocolates and Easter bunny chocolates in that shape. Then the Lindt chocolate also must provide that. The Giraldi must also provide. Then the Godiva also must provide that. Then Cadbury also must provide that. As if this is not enough for a tax crime. Then hard candies, jawbreakers, whatnot, for a toffee, like that, where it will go and stick in your teeth and it will create tooth decay. That will also be created in the name of Happy Easter. People never knew. And they made it as a ritual, egg hunting. Right? No egg hunting, no churches in United States of America. There is only one nation in whole entire earth never celebrated egg hunting. It is Tamil Nadu. Yes, even this Queen Elizabeth II, she destroyed everywhere. So there were eggs created in chocolate form in Cadbury, because no Cadbury, no Tamil Nadu, I already educated. She's owning 63% of cocoa shares out of Cadbury alone. So there are a lot of population of Roman Catholics in Tamil Nadu. They wear the ashes as a cross on an Ash Wednesday. Right? Now tell me, in United States of America, in the name of God, in the name of Christianity only, entire church population, the church pastors are the deadliest prostitutes after all, right? In the heart of their heart, they know they are providing the deadliest crime, and they were still living with this illusion and fooling the population because Pope Francis was throwing them a lot of luxury. If you see, next to that doctors and lawyers, it is the church pastors and the bishops will be the filthy richest population in the United States of America. It's a business for them. The church, people coming to the church means it's a business for them. They will do what not for a crap to make people to come to the church, right? Filthy. Prostitution facilities are church facilities, my dear fellow mankind. Now you all got it. We're right on the corner of the celebration of Easter, and I'm saying, celebrate Merry Christmas loudest. People will only call me, is she a weirdo? Or is she gone nuts? So what's happening to this lady? We are in the March and very springish day. Oh, we all want to enjoy that spring day. And why on the earth she is telling all the humans worldwide to celebrate Merry Christmas? Voices must have got it, right? In whole entire planet Earth, only in Tamil Nadu alone, and that too Protestant Christianity population alone, will celebrate the Good Friday, will go in processions on the roads, singing the songs of the God and remembering the crucifixion, and celebrate the resurrection on an Easter day, going to Sunday service. We'll all have very early morning service. We all will get up. It'll be a lot of fun to go and celebrate as a family, the fellowship. But what is a scam? Nobody knew this scandal, even in Tamil Nadu. So population, Christian population everywhere, be it in Australia, be it in New Zealand, be it London, be it Denmark, be it Norway, everywhere people got slaughtered. They were thinking they were celebrating the resurrection of Jesus Christ. They were thinking they were remembering the death of Jesus Christ. They were remembering, celebrating the Maundy Thursday. aligning with the Last Supper that painted by that wisest man who also got slaughtered in this entire crime of Vatican, right? Nobody knew. So that means each and every single Christian church in United States of America is the deadliest prostitution facility. This moment, if at all the people are addressing themselves as Christians, they should never step inside any of the Christian church facilities, my dear fellow mankind. I have to step up. I have to become the Vatican leader. I have to provide all the reform correctly. I know it is a total shock, right? Because it's all that too much of sentiments and emotional. How long people have been celebrating that false, fake, illusionized festival as thinking that is as a festival, when it's all created to celebrate the festival of prostitute gods of Roman and paganism, right? Watch and see, watch and see. Pope Francis will be dropped in volcano in any moment, and United States of America will sign the job offer that I, Vethapriya, the wisest women, will be the true Vatican leader, and all the job offer I'm asking for. So what more I provided in this screenshot? Because one I'm provided, when you're seeing the images itself, you all can figure out the puzzles. I don't even have to, it's all self-explanatory. So that means we all work on, yes. It is that Justice Lady, the statue in each and every single judge organization, justice organizations worldwide, that statue is I am that I am. So in heart of heart, when all this prosecution was provided by Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth II, right? Queen Elizabeth II, all the civilians in the prosecutions, they were heart of heart praying to God, dear God, please send a true woman. We are all having this Justice Lady. We are all imagining how that Justice Lady will be. And we all know this is how that Justice Lady will be. Please, Lord, please, God, please, please. Enough of torture. We cannot tolerate this torture provided by Pope Francis the Satan and Queen Elizabeth II the Satan. Please, God, please, God, please send a true Justice Lady, as in this statue. And here you go, that statue became alive, right? I said that the judges' teams who signed injustice must be puking pus right now. It is just the way it is, right? They took the curse on themselves. It was, I'm helpless. They cannot even say, Vethapriya, Vethapriya, why you never prevented this justice teams from signing injustice? Because I was only asking for civil justice, right? I lifted Holy Bible and I was asking civil justice, and I was even patiently educating. So they cannot even ask a word. So they took the curse on themselves, that's all. I don't know how many of those 5 people are living, or how many of those 5 people are died out of heart attack. I don't know. I don't even, see, that's how it happens, right? I don't know anything, because the COVID-19 scam came, everything freezed worldwide. Even I never knew, because of them going to sign the injustice to me, it'll be the COVID-19 worldwide. I never knew. We all never knew. Population never knew. National leaders never knew, right? But even in that, I was the only one said that I can see the plague. I can see the plague, right? That is the only one proof that I'm God's chosen child. I'm God's child, right? It's a supernatural power that is side by side working with me, right? Only a wisest population can understand that wisdom alone as a standalone. It's a standalone part. Because I'm saying what? I am only educating wisdom. People, foolish people are throwing acid on me, and side by side God is fighting with me, and that is a supernatural God's Holy Spirit part. So foolish cannot understand that. Okay, so now we all got it. I am that statue that came alive right now. Okay, then I have also added the Russia built a tallest woman statue with a knife. Right? And I already said they fear me because they already are aware that that statue is I am, and that statue became alive. So they are freaked out mode, freaking mode already. The Russia. Then I added, you all know, the Germans know. I added a Germany flag, and above that cross which says, and bottom it says Erika, because it's a Germany military march song, right? So that means, I already said, German became trapped in between London one side and the other side France. So no other go. In order for them to survive, they have to survive. Illusion mode, right? But even in that illusion mode, for outside, it is my understanding that song, it's not good song, it's like more of a filthy song, right? But then, even in that filthiness, even in that, they wanted to provide the true message, like how Ireland citizen who became an immigrant here and started all the Disney movies, how he wanted to convey only one message in his entire life about the true love, but that he has to do it in a filthiest way only, right? All the Disney channels are providing filthy. Disney princes are filthy. In the sense, the movie itself, but beyond the scenes, it's all talking about the true love. Nobody got that message, right? When all people are getting aged, it's always a Disney princess, always youngest, right? But then I have to display this here. Why? It's only for the educational category, nothing more or nothing less. Right? It is Germans on their side. They knew a true love, a clean-hearted love, a virgin love, an innocent love, a double innocent woman will be born. And that woman is the space Erika. A true owner of USA will be born and will be growing up and will grow up and will stand tallest and will get the rightful civil justice for entire human kingdom, and German population will witness it with their two eyes. That is what they wanted to convey in that military march. That is what they wanted to convey when they provided the salute for Hitler. So that means even today, even now, I don't know what is that salute for. For me, everything I want to know what is scope, what is objective, like that. Otherwise, it's not the thing. Right? So only German knows what is the value for that salute they provided to the Hitler. Their hearts knows. Nobody has to tear down their German hearts and have to know. The heart of the German population knows what is the true value, true meaning of that Hitler salute. What is the true meaning, the true value when they all sang for that Erika military march song. The Germans knows what is poverty. The Germans knows what is famine. Germans knows what is unemployment. The Germans knows what it is to die in the snow without any help. The same as Russians too, right? They all underwent lot of depression, lot of recession. How? Why? What is the reason? If they are going to stand against Queen Elizabeth II or Pope Francis, that is what they will get. They'll get unemployment, they'll get recession, they'll get poverty, they'll get diseases, they'll get deformity, they'll get sterilization, means enforced their genital organs will be removed, the sexual functionality will be removed. They cannot stand up and say a word. Why Queen like that? She will fry everybody of the Germans in ashes. It's not only Germans. It's for France. It is for Norway. It is for Iceland. It is for Greenland. It is for Australia. It is for New Zealand. She never left any nation, my dear fellow mankind. Cyprus. Cyprus is one area in Mediterranean. It's Greece. And only when I was educating, Greece became bankrupted, right? She threw dollars like a dog to Greece so that Greece will become slave in her pocket and will prostitute for Queen Elizabeth II only, nobody else. So worldwide, only one nation or only one part of the nation says motherland. Motherland. That is Asia, Russia, nations. That means you name, okay? India is one of the nations, says motherland. In Tamil it's called Thai Nadu. Nadu means country, a nation. Thai means mom. Thai. Or we, in Tamil we also call mother as Amma. Amma. Thai Nadu. But then, when I was looking and working on analyzing military, national flag, national anthem, everything, I worked out on cracking down the puzzle only. Then, there's a patterns here, right? London is having Queen Elizabeth national anthem. Then Oman, the Islam nation, is having that leader. That national anthem is written only for that Islam leader. If you go to Syria, it's also written out of for his name only. So those are all the patterns. And Europe nations calls that fatherland. Are you laughing? It's not funny. Please do not laugh. For me, in my analysis process, okay, why on the earth? Because from my brain and all, motherland only. Then why on the earth they are calling fatherland? Bulgaria like that. So then they are all Islam only. Because there is a 165 Islam rebellion organizations worldwide. And 30 Europe rebellion organizations in Europe alone. So Bulgaria is Islam nation, and all that small nations close by, Spanish and everything, but they all have only Christian names to fool USA, because they have to get all the benefits of USA free, so they'll have all the Christian names only. So this foolish USA gave all free citizenship to all of them, and they came and they created all the garbage to USA. USA became a total garbage bin, a trash can. A trash can. It became a trash can. A holy nation got destroyed unpurposefully. with all the filth you can think of. And amendments got destroyed by Pope Francis, and Queen Elizabeth II is a proof here. So that means even in the prosecution mode, United States of American Department of Justice organization, they were having that Justice Lady statue. They all in the heart of heart knew one fine day that statue will become alive and save the human kingdom. And here you go, I am there. Right? Then the Russia statue. Russia was shedding tears and praying to God. And they must have built that statue, isn't it? The tallest woman with a knife statue. They knew one fine day God will welcome that brave, that fighter, that excellent warrior, excellent protector of humanity. That true love, a woman will be born and save the human kingdom one fine day. It is happening now. This moment, this second, it's happening now. It's the same for Germans too. All Germans are once Russians, right? You're all aware of it. Be it Hungary, be it Budapest, like all those places, that entire, Germany, all the neighboring, the Czechoslovakia, Poland, all were only Russia once, USSR. That's what they called it, right? And one fine day, even in his foolish ways, it is the Ronald Reagan, the actor, the Hollywood actor, probably, I don't know how he was able to do that, but he provided that. What was the other person's name? Gorbachev, right? He has a stain on his forehead. But back in India, there were people, they were creating a lot of rumors, world is going to end. These are the antichrists, like that. And Gorbachev was also called as an antichrist, and Saddam Hussein was also called as an antichrist. So how innocent people got slaughtered worldwide when the true criminals was living free, right? So nobody knew. So then, what more of a nation knows that always a true woman will stand up and provide justice? Tamil Nadu, India. I already said, in India, it's called as a motherland. India is a motherland. And they know that one true woman will be born and will save the world. And that is how a civilian like you and me only sat and wrote, a forefather wrote that national anthem. And pledge, I don't know who wrote it, but it must be a civilian only. So with that said, I will sing that song one more time, okay? I will sing that national anthem, and I will read the Pledge of Allegiance of India so that you all will get it. How a national pledge must be written. How people should celebrate the national anthem. How people should celebrate the freedom, right? Sadly, people were thinking USA thought that they got the independence on July 4th. No, they never got it. They are still in slavery, right? This Pledge of Allegiance is a proof. So how much of fireworks, how much of people's emotions, wearing that clothing for that flag, clothing, footwear, even the plates, they all show that patriotic love, and how much of emotional breakdown it would be. I educated USA, be aware, you all never got independence. So same for India too. Every nation got fooled. African nations, very recently only they got their independence, or that too, namesake independence, that's all. So with that said, I would like to sing those two songs, and I will read more, I will provide more civil justice, okay? Thank you all for being so patient with me. I will sing the National Anthem of India, okay? Janagana Mana Adinayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vitata Punjab Sindh Gujarat Maratha Dravid Utkala Banga Vindhya Himachala Yamuna Ganga Uchala Jaladida Ranga Tava Shubharame Jahe Tava Shubhan Ashisha Mage Gahe Tava Jaya Gata Janagana Mangal Dayak Jaya He Bharat Bhagya Vitata Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He Jaya He. So the translation of the national anthem is, Thou art the ruler of the minds of all people, dispenser of India's destiny. The name rouses the hearts of Punjab, Sindh, Gujarat and Maratha, of the Dravid and Orissa and Bengal. It echoes in the hills of Vindhyas and Himalayas, mingles in the music of the Yamuna and Ganga, and is chanted by the waves of Indian sea. They pray for thy blessings and sing thy praise. The salvation of all people is in thy hand, thou dispenser of India's destiny. Victory, victory, victory to thee. Okay, so then this is what the national anthem is, and then I will read the Pledge of Indian. Okay, so the Pledge of India goes like this. India is my country. All Indians are my brothers and sisters. I love my country and I am proud of its rich and varied heritage. I shall strive to be worthy of it. I shall respect my parents, teachers, and all elders and treat everyone with courtesy. To my country and all my people, I pledge my devotion. In their well-being and prosperity alone lies my happiness, Jai Hind. Okay, so I will see if I could get the Indian pledge in Tamil. And I will read the same Indian pledge translated in Tamil, okay? India en Thainadu. இந்தியர்கள் அனைவரும் எனது சகோதர சகோதரிகள். என் நாட்டை நான் மிகவும் நேசிக்கிறேன். என் நாட்டின் பலம் பெருமைக்காகவும் பன்முக மரபு சிறப்பிற்காகவும் நான் பெருமிதம் கொள்கின்றேன். என் நாட்டின் பெருமைக்கு தகுந்து விளங்கிட பெரிதும் பாடுபடுவேன். எனது பெற்றோர், ஆசிரியர் மற்றும் பெரியோர்களை மதித்து நடந்து கொள்வேன். அனைவரிடமும் அன்பும் மரியாதையும் காட்டுவேன். என் நாட்டிற்கும் நாட்டு மக்களுக்கும் உழைத்திட பெரிதும் முனைந்து நிற்பேன். என் மக்கள் அனைவரும் நலமும் வளமும் பெருகுவதிலேதான் நான் மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறேன். வாழ்க நமது மனந்திரு நாடு. So, please tell me, my dear fellow mankind, how forefathers wrote this Pledge of India, and it always aligns with for the people, to the people, by the people, with cleanest law, and how it is teaching the population should be humane, how to respect the fellow mankind in clean love, right? So only one nation in the earth provided this pledge. How many nations are there worldwide? You all go count, 193 nations, right? Not even one nation provided that pledge. Because because for me, I just wanted to crack down the crime, right? The crime of why poverty, who created the poverty, why for? What is an objective behind it? So pledge after pledge in every nation. See, I'm not telling that population of their nation pledge are, they wrote it in a different way, that's all. But only one pledge in whole entire planet Earth stood out of the crowd. And out of all the nations, USA national operation and India national operations alone stood out in the crowd. So I quarantined. So quarantining is a healthy medical processing. Because once when we quarantine, then it can easily display who are the criminals, right? So that means India never created wars. India is the only nation in whole entire planet Earth never created wars. Then USA only was fighting, made to go to different places and provided wars. So even USA never created wars there. Got it? How I quarantined USA nation and India one side and all the other nation on the other side. Russia created war. Then Korea created war. Japan created war. China created war. Islam nations created war. London created war. France created war. Germany created war. Ireland created war. Scotland created war. So this quarantining process is an healthiest processing so that it can be measurable and traceable and iterative, approachable process to crack down and nail down on the root cause of the true criminals. And I cracked it down. Now, if you see, after thing, then I went on to the military part of it, right? So military of each nation, I cracked down everything. So then last of the military part of is what? Is Vatican. For me, in my analyzing mode, okay, every nation is having military, okay, and Europe nations are all creating wars, okay. Then USA never created war and India never created war out of all the nations, okay. I quarantined that and my brain was processing, analyzing, right. Then only one stood up. What is that? Vatican military. For my brain, okay, Pope is saying God. Pope is a Roman Catholic Christian God. So why on the earth he even needs a military? When all the nations are having military. Boom, I cracked down the crime that for each and every single wars worldwide, it's all created by Pope Francis. Nobody else. So that means down to the recent war as in Syria war level, it's all created by Pope Francis because the Roman province where the Jesus Christ was crucified in the land of Golgotha, the land of the mountain of skulls. It is that location I cracked down. That location is Syria. It's right before that Jerusalem wall, right? The western wall, right around that location. I cracked down and I nailed down how the Roman king Pilate, it's all not fictional. It happened, it happened. He knew Jesus Christ was innocent, but this entire Roman soldiers and they were not allowing him. That's all Senate and Congress, those people only. So they never allowed, they never wanted Jesus Christ to be free because they never wanted to, because if they wanted Jesus Christ to live free, then they all have to not live that sexually immoral life. They love sexually immoral life. They hate innocence, right? So it's all in a scandal and a scandal. It's all a hidden message. And that is how the Roman king Constantinople, even in that Roman bloodiest mode, after that crucifixion, uh, he realized that Jesus Christ is indeed, you know, God's child, right? And then, yes, so everywhere the prosecution only. That means even that Roman Constantinople, even in that transition mode from before deadliest Roman king and after transition mode, even he could not say it out loud. Jesus Christ is true God. So, but then, in an indirect way, he was the one, that time only the Roman Empire, the Egypt Empire got collapsed. Okay, so then they thought, okay, why can't, these people are very good at changing the names, right? So that's how that that spot, the land of Calcutta got changed to Syria today. Today it's called as Syria. Okay, so all the incidents happened. The crucifixion happened, the resurrection happened, everything happened. So be patient. I'm going to provide more prime, display the more prime. Okay. So then, he is the Roman king Constantinople. He thought, okay, why can't he start an organization that way? At least, even when all this filth is there, why can't the population can get educated about the Christianity? He started in a good intention, like how Hitler wanted to start for, eradicating poverty. It's all continuing. The patterns of abuse, how Queen Elizabeth II, how Pope Francis destroys everybody. It's all in a blood cells level, generations after generation. It never stopped. So that means that Roman king Constantinople, the blood cell level must be dangerous, right? Roman Colosseum, gladiator, means he must have been seen enjoying the gladiator sport. And that man, he got transitioned to start a Christian organization. And that Christian organization is located in the seven hills of Rome called Papacy. They named it as a P-A-C-Y or PAPAL, P-A-P-A-L. Oh, don't confuse with PayPal. I know you're all laughing. This is a little bit of comedy side, right? So that's a scandal too. Yes, the PayPal is also in jail right now, right? Because we all got to understand now why the finance services is crashed in pieces. Okay, that's a little bit of the fun part out there. But then, this is how they started the Roman Catholic Christianity organization in Europe, Italy. So there's that little bit of their history there. So I cracked down all the puzzles. So for me, okay, Pope Francis is God. He has all the authority. He can write whatever crap in the Holy Bible nobody can ask. He can destroy the whole entire planet Earth in pieces and nobody can ask. When a person is having such kind of an authority, why on the earth there's a need for Vatican army? Right? That was my brain analysis. Then I cracked it down. He created that to save himself. He created criminal law to save himself. Queen Elizabeth II created that tall, that black, you all know that military people, how they dress up, the red and the black. They all are created to protect Queen Elizabeth II, and she created criminal law to save herself. And that directly proves that 27 amendments in United States of America, it's all crime. Got it? How I'm proving it? And I can only wish the YouTube teams can provide extra patience on their end. If any of the audience are throwing acid, I can only wish and pray to God they can provide some kind of extra patience for the YouTube people, because this crime is deadliest. And I have to prove it with session by session only, right? So now everything got puzzle solved. Now I will read this pledge of allegiance of USA one more time, okay? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. So can you see how Pope Francis and absolute monarch, even with destroying the amendments, they never stopped with that, and they also mandated population to blaspheme God up front, directly. One side, God, they have to say God. People were all people of USA, the military, the Pentagon military population, they were thinking that they say God's name, God of true Christianity, in the name of REPUBLICA, conservative values, right? But then they never knew, they all mandated to worship only the prostitute god of Roman Empire, the Babylon Empire, Queen Elizabeth II. The Statue of Liberty is created out of that liberta. So that is why in the earlier sessions I provided all the different names. Okay, got it? And how worldwide, even in the illusion mode, even in the deadliest prosecution mode, was only trying to protect the population one side, and then reaching out and communicating to the population of the God's love in the prosecution in an indirect way, because they cannot say it out loud. Pope will kill everybody. Queen Elizabeth will kill everybody who says Jesus Christ is God. Now we all got it why Georgia had that shooting. Yes, my dear fellow mankind, 50,000 years passed. These foolish people, they are still searching for Jesus Christ. You all heard me, right? Did you all heard me? Loudest? Clearest? Crystal clear? Yeah. These foolish people are searching for Jesus Christ. Because they knew Jesus Christ, once Jesus Christ was born, Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis and Islam leaders, Dalai Lama, yoga gurus, those prostitutes all will be fried in ashes. They knew that. They want to live free, isn't it? So they created criminal law to live free, and that's how it's happening. 90, 100, almost 100 years she lived free. And she wanted to make sure Jesus Christ is not born. It's clearly written in the Holy Bible, isn't it? Now trace it. Now please trace it. There were 3 wise kings, right? The 3 wise kings are from Asia only. And one of them is from Tamil Nadu. And in that analysis mode, I cracked that puzzle also. So that means not even one incident is fake. Not even one incident is a fiction. It's all true event. So 3 wise men went. How they went? They all were fearing that King Herod only. Why? Because the moment they know that Jesus Christ is born, he is going to kill them. So it's a discomfort mode. One side they have to say this, one side they have to say different thing. They have to adjust or say need to know like that to get escape from the King Herod at the first place mode like that. But even in that, they provided hidden message code. And they knew that hidden message code, whatever that 3 wise kings provided, only a true Israel can crack that code also. So 2 wise kings, they said, hey, Jesus Christ, you are born. We are happy for you. But no matter what, you'll be killed by this King Herod. That's what they wanted to say. But that is not written in the Holy Bible, got it? They provided a gift of myrrh and frankincense, which is used only for death funeral process. Because the human body will decay, will start to decompose, isn't it? So when they provide that myrrh and the frankincense, then it will prevent that decomposition mode, at least for a while, before they're going to provide that tomb, build the tomb and that. Then, among the 3 wise men, only one king alone displayed, he is the wisest. And that king from Tamil Nadu. And he gave the gift of gold. So he displayed up front a land of true gold, a true Israel, a golden hearted true Israel, a diamond brain, means what? Super wisest. There will be no other wisest people than that true Israel. And that true Israel will be born and will decode this particular message, this particular puzzle of what that gold gift is all about. Okay, now you all got it, everything. So worldwide, everywhere, I cracked down the puzzle. What is this? What is that? Like that. So you all keep working on who am I, and I'm still providing lot of clues here and there for you all to get the correct answer. Because if you are going to get the correct answer by yourself, then that is a healthy way of teaching. That's a healthy way of guiding people in the rightful way, isn't it? So I can say it in one single sentence. Okay, now with all that said, in this session, I want to include a song. And this will be another testimony because the Facebook will relate. All the people will relate. Worldwide people will relate. Why? When people were freaking out of the name of the sound of the Vikings, the Templars, because I already said, they will only take knife and chop the head to kill the persons. That is how toughest they are portrayed to the population. So at the sound of Templars, at the sound of Vikings, the worldwide, they will freak out, right? But then, I there again stood up and educated how innocent they are. Why? For me, a little action can help me to provide that education. It's given by wisdom, given by God, right? So when all this analyzing mode is going on, Vikings, Templars, I cracked on everything. What were the law, all the war types, one by one, you name it. Okay, all the war types are there in that Facebook education I provided. Nothing is left out. So then, when I was coming across, then there was like, so one side I was analyzing on the gospel singers and the, the pop music and all the things, and then devil music, pop, devil worshipper songs like that. Then I came across one set of singers called Powerwolf, or they are the band, like any other band, like any other pop culture music, that's all. But then, the way they portray to the people means the people, human eyes will freak out. Because it looked like they displayed with their clothing of Vikings and the Templars, right? The closed one with that helmet and all that stuff, with that masking and looking with the knife and very, like that, scary like that. But then, when my peers were freaking out at the sound of Vikings and Templars and those things, I was able to see the cleanest heart in them. Can you see why always I'm out of the crowd? My brain always operates different when my peers' eyes and operates different mode. I was only able to see the clean heart in them because I love music and I was listening to one of their music, the lyrics. Oh, it made me to understand how cleanest heart they are. And they were wearing that costume. That means they were wearing that shield, right? For a protective purpose. They were wearing to, like a clown. Like how the clown will wear a makeup, will be shedding tears and just making out of heart, on the show will make a joke and make the people will laugh like that. These people, the Vikings and Templars, are wearing that scary costume. Like the Star Wars movies, that costume, right? So, like that they were wearing that costumes, and in that, even at the mocking part, because why the mocking part? People will freak out at their costume. It's so scary. But then, with their cleaner heart, they even tried to reach out to the population and said about God's love. God is love. That means Billy Graham is a prostitute. Got it? In the name of God, he only fooled population. Versus these Vikings and the Templars and these people were wearing the costume in a different mode that freaks out the people. But they were saying in the cleanest heart, God is love. And I educated them. And I educated the favorite bunch of the entire population is atheism population, innocence, right? So these Vikings, the Templars, they all took the shame of being atheists, being non-Christians like that. But even in that mode, they were only displaying true God of true Christianity is true God indeed. Why? Why they have to provide that in that kind of a mode? Because if they are going to say it out loud, Pope Francis, Queen Elizabeth II will kill them. Okay, I want to provide that testimony here, right here. So what I did was I did one of the song, Christ and Combat. Okay, this is a testimony. That way Facebook and all the people work with me in the poverty-free earth, they will immediately relate. Oh yeah, this lady was educating about that song, Christ in Combat. Okay, and I don't know that song, the tune, okay, but then I did the Googling and I took that lyrics and I provided a screenshot in the video session for you all for reference. And I want to read it out loud and to display how we humans are inborn the champions of clean love. But it is the Pope Francis who don't know how to live, and he will not even live, we population to live free. Right? So this, I wanted to provide this as a testimony in this session, right? Because when all this crime and the scandal and the deadliest crime is going on, how there are good people worldwide trying to reach out to the population in indirect way, in a Morse code way, and always displaying God is love. Always displaying Jesus Christ is true God. Why? How? Right? So, with that said, even they'll be happiest right now. They'll be shedding tears of joy. The band is called Power Wars. I hope you all are aware of it. If you can get it on the Google, right? They are just like any other band. In my book of civil law, they got civil justice right now because I'm going to read the lyrics of that song they provided. Right? You all must be curious to know about the lyrics, right? Hold on, I will read it. Say, will you stand up for Christ and combat? Ride, defend the kingdom of God. Alive in the conquest of Normans, cross the land to Byzantine shores. We storm Constantinople's wall. Gone ahead, the army went on, arrived at the river of Jordan, braved the dead, Jerusalem's sons, and one by one the pilgrims fall, and by the city of Siron, their bodies lying to rot. And underneath blood and iron lies the promise and honor of God. Say, will you stand up for Christ in combat? Will you fight like a rebel in black? Say, will you stand up for Christ in combat? Will you sanctify the dark? Kill and pray? Crusaders at heart? In 1007 we started, lost the way, and spread all apart the Holy Roman Empire. The Holy Roman Empire means what? Can you all understand here? I want to stop here. They have to worship Pope Francis as God, Queen Elizabeth II as God, no other go. But indirectly they are conveying defense Morse code that true God of true Christianity, Jesus Christ is true God. So that is the wisdom here, okay? So the remaining knights prepared for attack to honor the prophet departed. On they fought with no turning back. The kingdom rise forevermore. and by the city of Siron, their bodies lying to rot. And underneath the blood and iron lies the promise and honor of God. Go straight to heaven for Christ and combat. Give your life for the sanctum that you never had. Take place in heaven for Christ and combat. Gone to sanctify the dark. Christ, Christ in combat. Christ in combat. Christ and in heaven we are. Christ, Christ in combat. Christ in combat. Christ and in heaven we are. Christ, Christ and combat. Christ and combat. Christ and in heaven we are. Christ, Christ and combat. Christ and combat. Christ and combat. 10,000 men died for Christ and combat. Gone as mighty crusaders and never came back. Ascend to heaven for Christ and combat. In remembrance of the dark, say, will you stand up for Christ and combat? So now did you all get it? How people in the prosecution worldwide always trying to reach out to the population and saying always about the God's love. What do they gain? Tell me, what does Vikings and the Templars, they all must have provided that labor of providing that costume. Like Star Wars movie, I'm relating because in Star Wars movies only they all will have that whatever that costume, right? So that is why I took that movie. I've never seen any of the Star Wars movie. Oh, you're laughing? You'll keep laughing. So you all must be saying, oh, this lady is super mad for not seeing any of the Star Wars movies. Probably, maybe one fine day I will work on seeing. Before me, my mind should be in a relaxed mode to watch a movie, you know. To eat the popcorn and see the movie. Like that. Okay. So now this song, this sentence, the lyrics displays what? Abruptly. How many people shedding blood and dying for Christ, Jesus Christ? Will you say Jesus Christ is true God at the cost of your death? That's what the entire song means. So Georgia shooting means what? The song is all about that only. The injustices happening to you, me, worldwide, daily. So will you still be shouting out loud that true God is Jesus Christ? That's what the song is all about. At the cost of your death. When this COVID-19 crisis is going on, will you all be saying, shout loudest that Jesus Christ is true God? Will you celebrate? Like that. So, yes, today when the entire human kingdom are mocking at the Vikings and the Templars, the devil worshippers population, the atheism population, I was the only one stood up and talked for them, isn't it? Today they will be happiest. They'll be shedding tears of joy, right? Then I also included the Lord's Prayer. That sounds like a fun, isn't it? Who is going to puke pus now? Pope Francis, isn't it? Okay, let me read this Lord's Prayer. And if you all know, I think Christians will know. Non-Christians don't even bother. Okay? Because this is how I can fry Pope Francis in ashes, right? Either Pope Francis should say he knows what is Lord's Prayer, or Pope Francis should say he has never heard about Lord's Prayer when he's having rosary on his neck. Oh, that we sound cool. Oh, very cool, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to say this Lord's Prayer. I read this Lord's Prayer. It is from the Matthew chapter 6, 9 to 13, New International Version, okay? Our Father in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil one. And then I've included one more screenshot, God is love. It is written in Holy Bible. 1 John 4:18. Okay? And then one more is that John 3:16 also. So, and with that said, I will read the last part of the civil justice, which I've been reading it, right? And that is the crime which you're talking about. It is the Statue of Liberty that created the deadliest crime. So this is how the crime of Vatican and absolute monarch, the Queen Elizabeth, must be accumulated. Got it? So each and every single amendment, the 27 amendments, everything is wrong. Everything is crime. Okay? So with that said, I will read this. Okay? As of March 17th of 2021, USA is the deadliest human endangerment, Islam, Judaism, Zionism, paganism, Babylon nation, and is a slavery of Vatican, Queen Elizabeth II, and I am that I am, Vethapriya, PROSE, born to free USA from all evil forces. Ongoing civil justice sign-off is very crucial for I, Vethapriya, PROSE, to sign off job offer now and free USA and all nations now without any delay, as clearly written in Holy Bible. Whatever in Holy Bible is happening now. Please celebrate Merry Christmas. As of March 17th of 2021, crime is proved. The word REPUBLICA means prostitution in Babylon, Islam, Judaism, Zionism worldwide. And that is why all nations worldwide are republic nations, and saddest reality, nobody knew the scandal of Vatican and phases of Vatican and Queen Elizabeth II, the hell creator, and at fault found guilty, Antichrist Vatican and Queen Elizabeth II created Pledge of Allegiance of USA in all 50 states of USA, provided deadliest tax fraud classified as domestic violence of war crimes of slavery, tax fraud, hatred tax fraud, and discrimination tax fraud, and also destroyed all 27 amendments of USA, and it is classified as deadliest zero tolerance war crime. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved all men and women of USA are slaves, immigrants to Queen Elizabeth II and Pope Francis, and that is why destroyed USA national operations and justice operations with Satan, Antichrist, Queen Elizabeth II, and Pope Francis, Satan's health creators, created Vatican Code of Law, handbook given to USA to destroy USA, and it is deadliest crime to destroy national operations. Pope Francis the Satan must resign now, and I, Vethapriya, PROSE, must be the Vatican leader now, as in Holy Bible guidelines only. USA must kneel down before 7.9 plus billions of humans, and USA should pay tax-free $500,000 trillion to each civilian times 7.9 plus billions of humans in next 1 second if civil justice served according to Holy Bible guidelines only. I, Vethapriya, PROSE, proved the deadliest tax fraud crime of USA, and President Joe Biden must resign now. And I, Vethapriya, PROSE, native Indian tribe, true Israelite tribe, Christian Jew of Israel, Judah, Jerusalem, must be interim leader of USA now, is civil justice served to I am that I am, born to save the world. Yes, my dear fellow mankind, this session went close to 2 hours. But you all need to know, right, the deadliest crime behind the Pledge of Allegiance, which look so good, which look heavenly. Each words in that Pledge of Allegiance looks heavenly, isn't it? But everything is a garbage, right? I am the true owner of USA. That is why I was able to display that crime. Not even one civilian in the United States of America addressing themselves as citizens are not citizens. That's why they were never able to figure out the crime of the Pledge of Allegiance of USA. And that is a life proof here. And yes, why God is God always, that's a proof. Why civil justice wins is also a proof, right? Why evil is always evil. Why the foolish evil will always leave the loopholes, right? They never thought that I will be born, I will grow up, and I will educate USA about this deadliest crime of Pledge of Allegiance of USA. No Pledge of Allegiance, no schooling, right? They never knew the word REPUBLICA means prostitution. That means President Trump never knows. A fanatic Republican, isn't it? Innocence. He's an innocent man. He never knows REPUBLICA means prostitution. So whenever he's going to say this pledge, he's saying what? President Trump will be prostitute. President Trump will be prostitute, like that, without any awareness. Now we all got it. Why in the earlier session I mandated Pope Francis and Queen Elizabeth to kneel down before President Trump, right? Refer the earlier session. You all will know, right? That means I am the only one who's providing the rightful justice, right? According to the Holy Bible guidelines. President Joe Biden must resign now means I do not want President Joe Biden to get any more of this crime curse from Vatican scandal. The crime I'm displaying is deadliest. And I know how to discipline all the fools. And that is why I must get the job offer signed off immediately without any delay. And that is why I'm proving all the true criminals created all the hell worldwide to the USA government means what? There is no time for delay. I do not want anything to be delayed, right? But beyond that, out of control, when the audience are going to throw acid on me and provide roadblocks, that part is out of control from my end. And I still say, stand as a rock and only be saying wisdom, education, right? Because I am that I am is born, and more crime is there. And yes, my dear fellow mankind, we are still in the 10% of displaying crime only. That much crime they are provided, Pope Francis provided. As if amendments, crime is not enough, even the Pledge of Allegiance is also crime. What would you all have done? Keep working on that and keep working on who am I, okay? I provide a lot of clues and hints here and there. I provided, but anyways, just be aware. God is God, always, all the time, okay? Thank you all for your time. Take care. Bye for now.